All right, let's talk about something that might hit a little too close to home. We're going to dive into the dark side of being too nice and figure out what it's really costing you, all through the incredible lens of Carl Jung's shadow theory.
Think about it for a second. You've probably never thrown a punch. You're proud of that, right? You're the easygoing one, the person who never, ever causes trouble.
Yeah, you're the person who just hates confrontation. You go out of your way to avoid it. You're the peacekeeper, the one everybody knows they can count on to just be agreeable.
And yet, underneath all that, you're just drained, maybe even a little resentful, and you feel empty. This isn't random. This is exactly what we're talking about today. This is the work of your shadow.
So let's dive right into our first section. We get into this really fascinating and maybe a little uncomfortable idea, the kindness paradox.
I know, that sounds super dramatic, right? But what if that chronic niceness you're so proud of isn't really a virtue at all? What if it's just a mask for a whole lot of repression? What if it's hiding so much resentment that it actually makes you more dangerous than someone who's just openly honest about what they want?
Okay, to really get this, we have to bring in the big guy, the psychologist Carl Jung. It's time for us to meet your shadow. Now, Jung had this idea that we're all born whole, with the complete package of human emotions and impulses. The shadow isn't some evil twin you have to fight. Nope, it's just all the stuff you learn to hide away so people would think you're good. And you know how this happens, right? It's surprisingly simple. When we're kids, our parents tell us what a good, agreeable boy or girl we are. Our teachers praise us for being quiet. Society basically programs us to think that good people don't get angry or put themselves first. So we make this trade almost without realizing it. We decide to be the nice one. And everything else? And that gets kicked down into the basement, into the shadow.
And this right here is the absolute key to what Jung was saying. You can't just get rid of those parts of yourself. By ignoring them, by pretending they're not there, you're not making them disappear. You are literally feeding them. It just gets bigger and stronger and, blacker and denser down there in the dark.
So, okay, what actually happens when that shadow gets too big to ignore? Well, let's jump into our next section, because there is a very real price you pay for all that niceness. Right, so the first big thing that happens is that you kind of disappear. Your life just becomes one long performance. Every single thing you do is based on this one question. What do they want me to do? Will this make them happy? Will this prove I'm a good person? You start living from the outside in, where what other people think of you feels more real than what you actually feel inside.
And this just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? That incredible tension. On the outside, you're all smiles. Oh, of course, no problem, happy to help, while your coworker just dumps a mountain of work on you. But on the inside, you are absolutely fuming. You go home, you can't sleep, you're just replaying it over and over. That massive gap between what you're showing the world and what you're actually feeling, that's your shadow, and it is screaming to get out.
Okay, so that's the first symptom. But the second one, well, it gets even more uncomfortable. It's a thing called projection. Let's just walk through how this works, step by step. Have you ever just met someone and instantly disliked them? Maybe they're super confident or really assertive, and you feel this flash of anger, right? And you immediately slap a label on them. Ah, they're so arrogant, or what a selfish jerk. Jung would argue that you're not really seeing them. You're seeing the parts of yourself that you've pushed down and buried. What triggers you in other people? Well, it's almost always a big, flashing neon sign pointing directly at your own shadow. All right, so if being too nice is just a performance and it makes us see the worst in others, what are we supposed to do? Just become a mean person? No, of course not. The answer is in our final section, the path to wholeness. And this is so important. The point is not to let your shadow run wild. It's not about becoming a jerk. The goal is to integrate it, to become a whole, complete person again. It means you stop pretending those parts don't exist, and instead you invite them out of the basement, give them a chair at the table, and learn how to work with them. And look at this. This is the magic of it all. This is the transformation. That repressed anger you've been so scared of, it's not a monster. It's the engine for setting healthy boundaries. That aggression you buried, that becomes your drive, your ambition. And that thing you were taught was selfishness, that's actually just self-respect. See? These aren't your enemies. They're your superpowers, just waiting to be used correctly. And that's really the whole point. When you do this work, you stop performing goodness. You're no longer being nice because you're scared of what people will think, scared of making a scene. You can finally be genuinely kind and generous because it's a choice you're making from a place of strength, not from a place of fear. So I want to leave you with this question. Just think about it for a second. Where in your life are you being nice purely out of fear instead of from a place of genuine care? Where are you smiling when you really want to scream? Where are you saying yes when every part of you is screaming no? Because that, right there, that's where your shadow is waiting for you. And that's where the real work and the real you begins.